Hello everyone, this is Emmy and welcome to my YouTube channel, Miss Kitty Kitty. So it's been a while since I make a video, but today I decided to make a video about my struggles, my experience when I became a widow. Yes, to those who don't know, I'm a widow and I lost my husband 2016, so 4 years ago. And I decided to make a video today because today, June 5th, uh, exactly 4 years today when it all started. Okay, so and before I start, of course, I wanna say thank you all for all your support, to all my subscribers who always there to support me, who's taking their time to watch my videos and leave a nice comment. So thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I will support you too. Don't worry. And also, I wanna say something before I start that I'm making this video. Um, my intention is to educate you guys, you all, especially my fellow Filipinos who's married to a foreigner. Because it's really a lot of struggles, a lot of adjustment in the first, and then so I wish that this video that you learn a lot from this video, because I did learn a lot from my experience. So and um my experience that time make me made me who I am right now, made me stronger than before. So I think I'm gonna start my story from the day we came here. So my son and me and my son came here like February 1st, 2013. Okay, so and that was Friday, and I know it was Friday because I remember that. So that was Friday night when we got home from the airport. I think it was too late, really, really late. Maybe it's already Saturday. So then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, he had to go to school already. So I was like, oh my goodness, does he really need to go to school? I thought he's gonna go to school the next, because that was February. So I thought he's, it's, they're gonna be done with we're gonna pass the school year, and then it's gonna go on in September. But my late husband was like, yes, he needs to go to school, etc., etc. So, and then the time my son is 6 years old, he's turning 7 anyway in a couple months. Um, so he don't speak English, so he don't know how to speak English yet. So I was like, oh my gosh, do I have to go there? Like, I wanna, in the Philippines, you can do that. Like, you go to school, like, try to, of course, here it's different. So I was really worried about that. That's why I know that it was Friday. So, and I remember that Monday when he came home from school, I was worried. I was like, are you okay? Like, how did you make it like that? And he was like, I was actually expecting that he's gonna be like sad or scared to go to school, or gonna give me a hard time to go to school the next day. But no, he was like, I'm fine, mommy, I'm fine. He's talking in Tagalog yet. He was like, I'm fine, mommy. I said, how did you make it? How did you know that? No, you don't know how to speak. And then he was like smiling, and he said, there's one kid that always follow me wherever I go. And then he always tease me. He's trying to tell me that the kid is, trying to help him, although he don't understand each other. He was trying to, sign language. This is the spoon, this is the bathroom, like that. So it was funny. So anyway, fast forward. So it's been after 3 years and 4 months. So that was 2013, and then June 4, 2016. After 3 years and 4 months, we've been together. So we've been together for 3 years and 4 months only when he had a stroke. So I remember we're gonna start on the June 4 because something happened that day. So that was Saturday. I was invited in my friend's daughter's graduation. So we were having a swimming party like that. So, and then Terry decided to just do the yard work. So he just dropped us, and I cannot drive that time, but I've already been I can drive. I already have a permit, but I cannot drive by myself. So anyway, so that day, um, when I was waiting for him, because that's why I said something happened that day, because since we met, he never missed a call from me. He never missed a text from me. He's always on his phone, okay? So that day I was like, what is happening to him? Like, oh, maybe he's busy. Because even if he's busy, he's really gonna text me. And then until it's time for me to get picked up, if it's time for him to pick us up, I've been calling him, I've been texting him, he don't answer, and then he called me and then he said, do I need to pick you up? Yes. I said, what happened to you? Like that, etc., etc. And he was like, I don't know, my phone just shut off. I said, oh, really? Like that? Yeah. Are you okay? Yeah. Like that. So I was like, oh my goodness, because later that, I just realized, I feel like it's kind of like, sign for me, like he just disappeared like for a couple hours like that. I couldn't get a hold of him. I couldn't text him. He missed my call. He missed my text. So it's funny. So it's weird. I mean, so he was able to pick us up. So that was Saturday, and that Saturday it was really, really, really hot. So the weather's really, I think, 80 to 85 degrees, something like that. But he's been working on the yard, and then when he picked us up from my friend, he said, I have a surprise for you, Shintaro. So he said that he put the aircon in his room, and that aircon is really, really heavy, the big one, the old one. But it was really heavy, and I said, how did you do that? It's okay. So it was his surprise to Shintaro. So Shintaro was really happy. So, to make the story short, that Saturday, we already had a plan that Sunday, the June 5th Sunday, we're going to Hershey Chocolate World. Okay, so we have a plan that next day. So I decided to stay late. So he went to bed first, and he was like, I want to go, I'm going to bed now, honey. So he gave me a kiss. I said, okay, good night, love you, like that. So anyway, and then until I think I remember I went to bed 2 a.m. So he was sleeping like that. So when I wake up, so Sunday, June 5th, um, I woke up probably 6 or 7 a.m., something like that. 6:30 to 7 a.m. Um, Good thing I was gonna go to the shower, go take a shower, but I decided to check my phone. So in the bed, I'm in the left side, and he's on my right side. So I was checking my phone, and then I heard him say, kind of like growling or whatever, making a noise like growl like that. So I was like, I asked him. I said, hey, are you okay, like that? And I remember he responds really, really good. Like the normal talking is like, yes, I'm okay. Okay, so I went back to my phone. And then I heard him again. It was like, oh, 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 oh. I was like, and then I said, hey, are you okay, honey? I thought he was just dreaming or whatsoever. And then he didn't respond. He's still talking, like he was trying to talk, like, yeah, but I couldn't understand him anymore. So I got up, and then I went to the other side, and then I saw him. I just realized that he's actually laying on his chest, not laying on his back, so he's laying on his chest, and then the left arm is hanging on the side of the bed. So I really know this is something. I know there's something wrong. So I know I should have called 911, but I didn't. I mean, I was so scared. So I have a neighbor, like, this is our, because we live in trailer, so this is the trailer road, and then the trailer. So I called her. I said, Lori, something happened. I was shaking and everything, and I don't know what to say. But I remember that I called her, and I was watching on the window, and then she came. It was really quick. I said, I think that I don't even know how I told her, but I said to come and there's an emergency, and then she's the one who called the 911 because at first she was like, oh my goodness, Terry, do you have, it's just asking if, she was asking if he's having a hard time to breathe or is there's a chest pain until we she called 911. I did not call 911 because I don't know, I was so shocked. So so I think 10 minutes the ambulance came. So so they came to the house and then they were asking me a lot of questions. Does he have medication? What does he's taking? And then I remember the one guy from the ambulance. Oh my goodness, I'm shaking right now. The one guy from the ambulance asked me about the medication. So I went to the bathroom and got all the medication, and he just stopped me. He was like, hey, stop. He was like, and then he took all the medication. He was like, relax. He was like, you're shaking, you're, relax. He was like, maybe, I don't know how I look like that time and how I reacted that time, but of course I was shocked. I don't know what to do. And then but I remember him, I really really remember him, that he did that to me, like, hey, relax, like. And then he hugged me, he gave me a hug, and then he said, it's okay, everything's gonna be fine, just relax, okay, I know it's hard like that. And then so anyway, until they decided to take him to the hospital, of course, I remember. And then I I rode with the in the ambulance too, so I was with the in the front, the terrace in the back, of course. And then I remember on the way to the hospital, it's 40 minutes from us, but we're trying our best to be there quick. And they explained to me that, but before that, they were talking to him, and he can still talk, but I can tell that the left side is really like that, what they call that, like it's not really. I know that there's something wrong, that he had a stroke. So but he can still talk and he can still communicate with them, like, do you have any chest pain, what do you feel like about that, like this, what do you remember. He can still remember. But anyway, on the way to the hospital, I remember I called my friend Melvie. I was like, oh my god, why are you crying, Melvie? I was like, I mean, we're going to, so I explained to her. I think she came in the hospital that day. So we went to the hospital, I think. So that was morning. So Miller, I think my neighbor just took good care of Miller. And then I remember, so that was early. I think after 2 hours, they told me, I was called, and then she's in the emergency room like that. And then they told me that they have to put him in lifeline, like he has to go to Hershey. Remember that we are planning to go to Hershey actually that day for the Hershey chocolate world or factory, I'm not sure. So we're about to go there that day, but we ended up going to Hershey Hospital. Okay, so they were trying to explain to me that he needs to go right away because, I don't know, the doctor was trying to explain to me, but as I remember, he was trying to say that yes, he had a first stroke, but it was really, really bad. And some nerves, like, how can I say this? Like, um, it damaged some of his, what do you call this, vein or nerves in his head. So he really needs to. So I said, okay, fine. And then I remember I asked them if I can go with them in because it's gonna take 20 minutes only, lifeline, in the air. And sadly, that I told you guys that Saturday was really really hot, but that Sunday was really 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 bad weather. It was raining so bad. And then so they told me that, I'm sorry, we usually let the especially the wife, or the partner, to go with them, but since we have a bad weather today, we don't want to do that. And the Hershey, from where I live, the Hershey is 3 hours, and I cannot drive. So anyway, to make the story short, so they decided, because they said they really really he really really has to go to have an operation. He's gonna have an operation anyway. So I've waited for my son. I for myself. I've waited for his son to drive me to the I think we came there like 4 or 5 p.m. already, because it's been, it took 3 hours for us. So when I came there, he's already done with his operation. He's in the emergency room. And then good thing that one of his daughter lives like 25 minutes from there, from the hospital. So um since then I live with her, with her and her boyfriend. So and then since then, so what we do, because I cannot drive, no one's gonna drive, and then my car is not, my car is with Terry's son, going back here there, because it's 3 hours, away from us, of course. So since then I live with the daughter, with my stepdaughter. And what we do, because I always want to go there, like she has to go to work. So what I do is, I have to wake up early in the morning, so she can drop me, like really really morning, like 6 a.m. She's gonna drop me in the hospital, and then she's just gonna pick me up at 5 p.m. after her work. Okay, so that's basically the setup, why he's in the hospital. So but of course there's a time that I'm off, I mean, they said you need time for yourself also, like that. So but most of the time, yes, I'm in the hospital. And then Sintaro too, sometimes he visits. And then after, so he had to stay in ICU, I mean. He had to stay in ICU for 2 weeks. And those 2 weeks, there was a time that he had to have the tube. Oh my goodness, it was really bad. Like I never seen like that. Like especially putting that. So I thought, I mean, oh my goodness. Until after 3 days or 4 days, they said that they can take that off, the tubing. So anyway, after 2 weeks, and then he's off the tube. He can still talk. He can still remember us. So that's good. That's a good thing about that. Um, and he can still remember his kids. The daughter. Like he always say Shona. Like, he was like, and then she's gonna say Jen is the best cook. And then sometimes he will like he will tell me, call Shauna, I want KFC. It was like he wants KFC. So anyway, after 2 weeks in the ICU, they said that he had to go to rehab. So that's on the other side. So so when we went to the rehab, I had to live with another with Shauna. Before it was Jen, and then it was Shauna. So I had to live with Shauna also, because it's near her house, and it's the same. Like if I need to be there, I have to wake up in the morning, and then she's gonna drop me off, and then she's gonna pick me up when she's done. So basically that's what's happened in the third week. So after 1 week in rehab, I think they really realized that it's gonna be a long, because what happened is the whole left side was really damaged. So it was paralyzed basically. So the whole left side. So of course it's not gonna 1 week is not enough. So they said that he needs to be in the nursing home, like caregiver thing. So we decided to just do that near my house. So we had to go back again. He has to go back again to, at least it's near my house. It's 20 minutes from where we used to live. So anyway, so they transfer him there. And then until what's really sad that time was, it's only 20 minutes from my house, but that time I cannot drive by myself. I only have the permit, because I didn't take my. So I think that's the only, like, regrets I had that time, because I could have just be there every day if I want to, but because I cannot drive, that's fine, But I mean, later I also realized that maybe it's God's way of giving me a chance to at least give myself a time, or give my son's time, because I'm sure if I'm driving that time, oh, I'm gonna be there like every day. So anyway, so June 5th, so after the 3 weeks, I think July, or it's already July, yeah, he already transferred to the caregiver, and to the nursing home. So most of that was in Center Crest, so it's 20 minutes from us, and I like it there because most of my Filipina friends works there, so they know that when they know that it was Terry, they always check on him. So it was really good. It was really, and then so July, August. So we're gonna fast forward. So August 20, I remember we attend. My friend said, let's go to the fair for the kids. So we attended the kids. That was Saturday. So the Sunday, um, um, August 21st, Sunday, I was gonna surprise him. I said I'm gonna. He didn't know that I'm gonna be there, but my friend gave me a ride. So I said I'm gonna surprise him. So I was so excited. So when I entered his room, it was like having a hard time, like really, really having a hard time. I said, "Oh my goodness, what's happening?" So I called help. I called the nurses and everything, and then until they, of course, they're panicking and everything, like, hey, what's happening, like that, and then they decided to take him to the hospital again in State College, in Nittany Hospital. So that was August 21st, right? I was gonna surprise him because he didn't know that I'm gonna be there. So, but I was surprised. I'm the one who was surprised because he's having a hard time. I mean, and I feel like, oh my goodness. I mean, when he had a stroke, I'm the one who I know who discovered that, and now that he was having a hard time to breathe, I'm also the only one in there. So I was like, oh my goodness. And then so they took him in the hospital. So I think that was yeah, morning again, like before lunch, like probably 9 or 10. I'm with Shintaro and the other kid. So I think I called everybody, like, hey, can you pick up the kids, because we're going to the hospital, like this, like that. Anyway, so I was in the hospital, I think. So that's what I said 10 or 11, but they did not call me until 3 p.m., probably 2 or 3 p.m. I said, what is happening? Why it's so long? It taking it so long. So anyway, and then the son and the daughter already there, because I already called them. Anyway, I don't remember. So um the doctor told us, I'm with the son and the daughter already when they called us. And then they said, the doctor explained that he had, but before that, the before that, when he was still in the hospital, the first hospital, they already told us that what happened to him is some of the nerves or the veins in her brain is like, it's not working anymore. But what's good thing that time, at least the one that is responsible for talking and for the memories, it's still okay. That's why we can still we were still able to talk to him, and he still remember everything. He still remember me, because I was expecting, like, he's not gonna remember me, he's not gonna remember anything. So that's basically what the doctor told us. That second hospital thing, the doctor told us that what's happening to him is he had, because of the mobilization, because the half, the whole left part is paralyzed, the flowing of the blood is not normal, so now they said that they found out a very huge blood clot. Like the doctor really showed me his fist, and he said he has a really huge blood clot in his lungs, and there's nothing we can do. That's what the doctor said. So, but the doctor said, but we can try something. But the doctor already told us that even if we try that, basically what they're gonna do. So it's the blood clot, right? So it's kind of like they're just gonna kind of like smash it, or how you say that, like break it into, so that he can breathe a little. But those blood clot, it's still gonna be there, and then maybe later it's gonna go through his brain, kidney, whatever. So it's also gonna have a problem. So they asked me, do you wanna do that? And then that time, of course, my mind is really like, I don't know what to do. I told them, for me, I really want to try, because I feel like I want to try everything to to help him, to help him still live. But when my stepson said, but are we, is that what he wants to do? So it kind of like make me realize, yeah, why don't we ask him? So the decision is, they said, I'm gonna tell Terry what the doctor said, okay? But when we enter the room, we were all crying, because when the doctor said like there's nothing we can do, we were all crying already. So when we entered the room, Terry was like, I can tell that there's a problem, because he has a lot of like apparatus here, there, like really like a robot. So I also felt bad, because I said, oh my goodness, it's really bad. And then, because we were crying, and he said, what's the problem, honey, what's the problem? And then, so the son was trying to tell me, like tell him, but I didn't make it. So I just cry, and then I told him, I can't, just do it, I said. So the son was really the one who I was thankful. So the son, Josh, was the one who were able to explain to him that, he tried to explain that, hey dad, the doctor said that he was crying also while he's talking that. And then I remember he just said, oh my god, I'm sorry. He just said, so the son said, they say that they found a huge blood clot in your lung. There's nothing we can do, that, like this, like that. And then the only thing he said is, he said, I don't want to live in machine, he said. So basically we know what he means. He said, I don't want to live in machine. And then we just cry. And then um and then I remember he told me, I'm sorry, honey, I have to leave you. That's what he told me. I'm sorry. Um, he said, I'm sorry, honey, I have to leave you. And I said, please be strong. You promised me to be strong. Not only for me, but for your son, but for Miller, he said. That's all I remember. And then we were all crying. And then that's why I put makeup, because I want to remind myself to not cry, because my makeup is gonna be. I'm sorry, guys. So yeah, so that Sunday, so we already called everybody. We let everybody know. We called my pastor to come there, and then they said that, okay, so tomorrow Monday we're gonna take all the apparato, whatever. I don't understand, but they're trying to say that they're just gonna take everything, the medication and everything, and then they're gonna put something. I forgot what is that, but to make him feel to for him to not feel any pain. So I don't know. I forgot about that, but Anyway, that's what they're trying to say. So the Monday, so since then, that Sunday, Monday, they took everything out, and then we went to we went to the room where we gonna wait for his time. Also, Sunday, Monday, until Tuesday, I haven't leave him, I did not leave him in his bed. I actually, sometimes I sleep in his bed, so sometimes maybe the nurses was like, so, I know it's so, I'm so, I can really fit on his bed. So sometimes I sleep with him. But, those times that the ambulance thing, the hospital, the 2 weeks stay in ICU, the 1 week stay in rehab, and then the also the how many, so July, probably 1 month in or 3 weeks in care in nursing home. Those times, at least, I was very thankful that I had the time to spend time with him. Maybe God said, well, I'm taking him from you, too early, because it's only been 3.5 years where we've been together. So at least God gave me that time, before he really passed away. And yeah, it was good, at least we had time to reminiscing. And then, actually, I remember he told me, when I get better, and we're gonna plan our second wedding. And then I said, why you have to do that? You don't have to do that. And then I remember he said, because I want people to know how much I love you, and I want people to know how much lucky I am. And also, excuse me, I remember, when he was in and it's funny because when he was in nursing home, oh my goodness, they love me. The nurses, they love me because he doesn't wanna he doesn't want anybody to clean him up, to do the what they call this, wash up thing, and everything, like everything. He doesn't want anyone to do that other than me. So that's why sometimes with other Filipina, hey, your husband is calling you like this, like that. I really, really feel bad for them because they keep, he was really like, I want Emmy, I want Emmy, I want Emmy. So the nurses will call me, can you talk to your husband like that? So I was like, and then some of my friends say, okay, I'm gonna pick you up, just come here so that he will feel better, he will eat like that. So sometimes they call me, so, and and then sometimes the nurses was like, do you want ice cream? Like, they give me dessert because they really like, kind of like, okay guys, I'm sorry, I felt cold, so I decided to change. So like what I said, yeah, they were so, um I feel like the nurses is like, feel like I saved them some times, I saved them some, works, because I'm the one who's doing that. And before, I've always been very respectful to the nurses. I appreciate what they're doing. But that time, when I was doing what they're doing, oh my goodness, I really like, oh my goodness, I feel like they deserve, uh they should get paid more, because of what they're going through every day of their life. So anyway, so until, so that was Sunday. So the Saturday, no, I mean Sunday, Monday, they took everything off. And I think, I don't know if I'm right, if I remember it correctly, but I think what I was talking about is the morphine. So they put morphine on they inject the morphine so that he will not feel the pain. And then the nurse, like, trying to explain to me that if I see him, like, his eyes is kind of like, how do you say that, like moving, it means he's in pain. So from that Monday through Tuesday, I've been beside him. I was really, I didn't even want to sleep, but sometimes I really can't, but I can't sleep good because I always think that, oh my gosh, I don't know if he's still alive, because he's just like sleeping. And then until the Tuesday, we've been checking his heartbeat and everything, and it's getting really, really low, 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 until we really like, I was, I think I get to really, how can I say that? I really get to record when he really have the last breath, because I really like, until two only, and then I said it's near, I know it's near, until he really like get the very very last breath, and then he's gone. And then I think he's gone, and we were all crying and everything. So we decided to, I was planning to, of course, I was planning to do the cremation, but my pastor told me that since I have my son, and sometimes people don't understand that, um, even if they ask for cremation, it's also good to have a viewing. So we decided, so that Tuesday, the Saturday, we had a viewing. Okay, we did that in our church. So I remember I was very thankful to my church family. There was Hillview Wesleyan Church, because they told me, because I was worried about it. I said, hey, what's gonna do on Saturday? And my pastor told me, you don't have to worry. You know what you gotta do? You need to sleep. That's what my pastor told me. You know what you need to do? You need to sleep, okay? And we'll take care of everything. And you know what? I remember that viewing. After the viewing, we had and in the viewing, I don't know how I made it, but I really didn't want to do the message thing, what's the eulogy? Is that how you say it? But I did, because I feel like I need to do that, because that's the only time that I will have the chance to do that. So I did that. And I remember while I was talking, I saw everybody was crying. They were really touched. And after that, we had like a dinner or lunch. Yeah, I think dinner or something like that. We have a like a eating thing. And most of my Filipino friends came, and then they brought food, of course. And also my church family also cooked something. They were busy, like, I was so thankful, really. Like, I was surprised. There's a lot of food, there's a lot of people. And then I remember after that, I have two Filipina friends. I have two yeah, Filipina friends, husbands. They told me, they talked to me, it was like, do you know that I don't really go to the funeral, to the viewing, but I did today, and you made me cry. Then the other one was like, Emmy, no one made me cry other than you. So it was like, I don't know why they cry, like, so that's good also. And then so after that, it's funny because I thought when he passed away, I'm gonna be fine and everything. And I remember, I didn't it took 6 months for me to be able to get in our bedroom. I know people will say, oh my goodness, like, but it's really hard. Like, I think I tried once or twice to sleep in my bed, but I couldn't. I really couldn't. I just feel like sometimes the bed is moving. I thought he's still there. So sometimes I sleep in my son's room, or sometimes I sleep in on the couch. So that's basically what happened in that 6 months, until I and after when he died, I've gone through a lot, because that time I also been working with my 10-year green card. And then the USCIS was like, we need a what's this? We need a additional documents, etc., etc. So I have to go through that too, like this. And then my friends helped me anyway until I mean, but eventually I made it. I got my 10-year green card, so thankfully. And then I thought, and then we also work on social security because I wasn't working that time and I can't drive and I have my son. And at first I really had a hard time too, because they said they can't do anything for me because I'm not a citizen yet and I'm only been here for 3.5 years. I was like, so what I'm gonna do? Like, I mean, I didn't plan to, like, who knows that he's gonna die in 3.5 years been here, like, you need to do something. I mean, and then my friend was like, he really fought for me, and he was like, he's the wife, I mean, she's the wife, you guys need to give her something like that. So anyway, until I got something from them, and then after that, what else? I thought I'm gonna be okay. I thought I'm gonna be fine. I always say I'm okay, I'm okay, but no, every day um, I couldn't eat because when I eat the food that we always eat together, I remember him. And then the pictures on the wall, there was a time that I had to take them down, put them down because I remember it was really really hard. And then until I got a call from school, sadly, Shintaro's grade is failing and everything, but they were really very understanding, and they said that I actually suggested to maybe I want to go to the like how do you say this, it's a group of people who help each other. It's a group of people who lost their loved ones, like husband, wife, kids, so I attended that. I think I need that. At first I couldn't make it, and then the second I did, and then I think it helped me a lot. And I remember they told me what I learned from that, and I want to share it with you guys. That they said, when you lost your husband or when you lost your wife, it's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. It's okay to get hurt because you love them. You stay together, you love each other. That's why you're crying, because you're hurting because they're gone. But you also have to give yourself a time for that. Like, you can't be like that for the whole year. You have to give your time. This is it until here, and then you have to, little by little, uh, take your time, one step at a time. But they try to tell me that it's okay, and also it's not because you lost your husband or you lost your wife, you lost someone. It's still okay to be happy, like you go to the party, go to the birthday party, you can't just stay at home, and that's what I did before, because I thought, I don't know, so they said it's okay. I mean, okay, there's always a time for grieving, and it's not because you went to the party or like what they call this, get together, it means you don't love your husband or your wife anymore, something like that, because this is our life, and they're gone. There's always a way to remember them, and to treasure the memory. They always have time for that. But you have your own life now. This is the reality. You have to enjoy it, whatever you think it's gonna help you. And they also told me, they also educate me that not all not all people are the same on how they handle the situation, like me. That's why they said, if you feel like you don't want to see the picture, take it off. That's fine. It's not, there is no right or wrong when you're grieving. That's what I learned from that. So that's what I want to share you guys. If you're grieving right now, if you lose someone, if you lose your husband or wife couple months ago, and you still, you have to understand that life is, that's life, like, and to all the couples there, you have to talk about it, you have to talk now, it's good thing that I had a chance to talk to him, because he already see, I mean, because I after that, I think after couple months, after couple months when he passed, I think after 6 months or almost a year, I met someone, because at that time I didn't know, but I think I realized later that I was, I think that's part of my depression, that's part of going through something of his passing. So I met someone, and to make the story short, he wasn't good to me, and he almost hurt me, like physically, like he make ambalang yung ganon, like like that. So I know there's something wrong, and I know that I need to do something. I know it's not right. So I remember that I really, 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 really feel bad for myself. I really feel bad. I feel like I failed my son. I feel like I failed Terry. I feel like I failed God. So I remember I was thinking about Terry, and I was like, oh my goodness. In my mind, I feel like I'm so sorry I failed you. So I remember I grabbed the urn. I still have the urn anyway. And then I was talking to him, and then I remember, I feel like he really helped me. I remember what he told me before, that he said, because when we were, before he died, of course we still have the chance to talk. And then I remember he told me about, he was, telling me, before he died, he told me that he wants to get cremated, and he wants to be home. He wants me to take him home, and keep him there. But he told me, but I want you to be happy, I want you to find your own happiness. And if you find your own happiness, this is what he told me, if you find your own happiness, just uh, bring me to the Philippines, to uh, to buried with my mom and my father and my brother. So that's what his last wish. And he also told me that if you're gonna find your own happiness, make sure he's better than me. So that's what makes me feel like, oh my goodness, that guy is not even in 1/4 of his ano. So that's really like uh um my wake up call, and then also um so I was crying. I remember that night I was crying. I remember Terry, that he told me, you deserve better, Emmy. You deserve better. I want you to, that's what he said, I want you, if you're gonna find your own happiness, I want you to find a man who's better than me, because I know that you deserve better. That's what he told me, and that's what keeps rolling in my mind that time. So I said, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I feel like I was crying, and then I said, I apologize to him. I was talking to the urn, actually, seriously. I was talking to the urn, and then um, I remember I fell asleep while, holding his uh, urn, and also I was talking to God, and I didn't even really like pray that long. I don't have the prayer thing. All I did is I told him, Lord, I'm giving it all to you. Like, I just don't know what to do. Like, just bahala ka na, like take care of this. Take over. I don't know what to do. That's all I did. And I was crying, crying, crying the whole night. Until I didn't even know that I fell asleep already. The next day morning, I was really feel good. I swear to God, I feel good. Like before, I know that there's a problem, but I cannot decide for myself. I feel scared. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to break up with him, etc., etc. But after that prayer, after that talking to God and talking to His urn, the next day, guess what I did first? I don't know. I think I did that in text or I call him. I broke up with him, and then I feel like I can do it. I'm not afraid anymore. That's how I feel. So I was like, I broke up with him. That's it. Like, I think he was shocked too. I think I remember that there was a time that he thinks I'm just joking, like, hello. So yeah, I broke up with him, and then I decided to, like, uh, fix everything. And then until I decided to, um, I was talking to my cousin in California. I think I said I'm gonna move in California soon, so and everything. So, but that time, yeah. But also, not to mention, after he died, I had a problem with the kids. I mean, I'm not gonna say it a lot, but I mean, yeah, I had to have my own attorney, because they got an attorney. They want this, they want that. They should have this, they should have that. I mean, it was bad. And then until I also had a problem with the ex-wife. Actually, not to mention, on the viewing, it's funny because it's not really funny. I'm mad. So um I remember the viewing. So as much as possible that time, I know that there's something wrong also the way they treat me, but I just try to focus on Terry anyway. So in the viewing, I was surprised because when I walk through the coffin, I saw the ex-wife standing there. So I was like, I kind of like, I don't know, but I mean, I feel like, seriously, like, why are you there? So anyway, yeah, so okay, that's fine. But thank God that before I really get there, I don't know if she knows that I'm there or whatever, or maybe she see me in the mirror. So she moved. So I gave Terry a kiss, like this and this. So anyway, fast forward. After that, of course, the kiss. I was surprised that I was getting a mail from the attorney, like this, like that. That this is the law. That they should have this, they should have that. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. And then so there's something happened because we were fighting already. We were really, really, there's really a bad fighting on the text. I mean, I'm not trying to make them look like bad and I'm good. Of course, they're good kids, to their father. But I'm just saying, to when someone doesn't like you, no matter what you do, they don't like you. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know if it has something to do with the ex-wife also, but yeah. So due to this texting, they're calling me names. I call them names too, of course. I mean, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I did not do anything. No, of course, I was fighting back too. So anyway, so until one time I was driving and we had an accident because I was driving while crying because I remember all this fighting and everything. We had an accident. Someone hit, other car. I mean, it was my fault anyway. I didn't see the stop sign, so it was my fault. So we went there, and then another car hit me, but thankfully we're good. And then I think we fixed everything. I just my insurance just paid the other car and everything. And then that's my wake up call also. I told myself I will never ever 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 stress myself because my son was with me that time. So I was like, what am I doing? I almost killed my son. So that was the time that I said, I'm done. I need to fix myself, okay? I cannot allow them to put me down, okay? So until so that was August when he passed away. December, before, I think couple days before Christmas, the ex-wife came to my house. Came to our, live-in trailer, like what I said. So she came, and I think I was thankful that she did that, because that was the time that I think God gave me this um time to really I didn't want to say what happened to in that day, but I think I'm just gonna say I think um I said enough to make her real to make her realize that she can't do that again to me. I mean, I really uh fight back. I mean we didn't fight physically, but I mean, she said something, and every time she said something about my husband, I always like, you know why you can't talk to her, you can't talk about him, he's not here, and I don't care about your past, guys, like this, like that, and you have nothing to do with this because you're the ex-wife. Something like that. So basically that's what happened anyway. And then yeah, so I think I'm gonna finish this, and then I just wanna say that, although I've gone through a lot, um um I'm thankful that God surrounded me with great people, great friends, who's trying to remind me that I need to move forward. And I think the best thing that we could do is the acceptance. I always believe that acceptance is the virtue, because if you don't accept that he's already gone, if you don't accept that our loved one's already gone, we cannot move forward. So we have to have the acceptance, um, first in ourselves, okay? That we have to accept, that we're gonna be, you know, that they're gone, so that you'll be able to, you cannot live from their memories, I mean you can, but I mean not in a way like, oh my goodness, I don't wanna. And I also learned from that group of people. They said that whether it's a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, your husband or wife um died, it's okay if you're gonna fall in love again, if you're gonna be happy again, that's fine, because that's life, I mean, there is nothing wrong. There is there's no right and wrong in in grieving, so. And not all people are the same. Some people takes, I have a friend, my neighbor was like, so I was talking to her, it was like, when I was talking to her, I actually realized that she said he's been dead for 27 years, Emmy, but until now I cannot forgive him for cheating on me. So imagine that. I mean, why would you torture yourself from the past, So I explained to her, I said, you know what, I'm sure he's not happy with that too, so you need to forgive him, um, not only for him but also for you. That's why probably she she's not married again, and because she lives from that memories that he cheated on me today. And I don't want you guys to feel the same. I don't want you guys to do that to yourself. If you're going through something right now, you can message me, you can talk to me, and it's always good to talk to someone, always good to voice out what you feel and how you feel. That's why in losing your partner, there is no right or wrong. Whatever makes you happy, whatever you think it's gonna help you do it, So I hope you guys learned something, and I hope that I did share the what do you call this, the highlights of my being widow. But now I'm so happy. Of course, I'm with Truman. But anyway, also I said that I still have her Terry's urn, because he told me, he said that if I'm gonna find my own happiness, my new happiness, to bring him to the Philippines. So that's what I'm gonna do. Actually, if it wasn't for the it wasn't for if it wasn't for the COVID-19, we're already in the Philippines now, and that's my plan to um to buried him before we get married. So that's why I told Truman I cannot get married until I take good care of Terry, because that's his last wish, and I want to do that as a Catholic, and as a, um, with Filipina, our culture, whatever his last wish, we have to do that. So, and I don't have a problem with that if he wants to go to the Philippines to bury him. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And now that's what I said. I mean, I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful now that I have Truman. He's really nice guy, and I'm very happy. My son is happy, But I always remind him about Terry, of course. Shintaro should not forget about him, of course. And Truman knows that. And like what I said, I mean, with Truman now, I learned a lot from that experience. That's why now, um, we always talk about it, like, oh, if something happened to me, like this, like that. I know that sometimes we don't want to talk about that, but yes, we need to, because you don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, especially this time with coronavirus, with all these riots, protesters. We don't know what's gonna happen, so we have to be ready. We have to be ready, and we have to talk about that. If someone will go, who's gonna go first? If ever I'm gonna go first, we have to do this, we have to do that. You have, even your son. And what made that experience do to me, now I've been more vocal to say I love you. I was grateful that I was like that even before, but now I think I've been more, that's why I'm like this to my son, to people. I just want to live my life to the fullest. I wanna spend uh, good times with my son, because you don't know, I could die tomorrow, next day. At least I have the memories with my son, for him to remember me, something like that. And also I learn about that is, if you don't like me, I don't like you too. That's what I learned. So now with Truman's family, I don't have a problem. Actually, sometimes he's saying that I think my family like you better than me, and I always pick on them. Like, I can't blame them. But I don't have a problem with his family. But, and even if I do, I think, even if, for example, I don't have a problem. Okay, just to make it clear. But even if I have a problem, I'm just gonna ignore it. I mean, I'm just, I don't care, whatever. I'm not gonna be like, oh my goodness, gonna take it so seriously, like before. No. But I'm very, very grateful. And he has one daughter, and we're really close. I don't have a problem with her. She's very supportive with us. Actually, she's like, when you gonna get married? So, thank you guys, and I'm sorry that it took a long time, but I just want to share my experience, and maybe maybe if any one of you can share your experience too, if you've gone through what I've gone through, you can share your own experience and advice, maybe, and I hope that this video make you educate you, and I hope that you guys learn a lot, because I did. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you, and go, 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 fight, 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 and always, talk to him, talk to God, because you can lose everything. You can lose your friends, family too, but if you're with him, you're gonna be good. God bless you guys. Keep safe. Love you.